Holy crap. Crypto is falling quickly. We have Bitcoin under 110,000. We have Ethereum falling down 7.5% on the day. I'll be going through why this is happening. Is this cause for concern? There are actually a few reasons why this is happening. Some new stuff that's happened just in the last couple hours. At the same time, the traditional markets are falling down as well. We're down 0.8% on the NASDAQ, 0.7% on the S&P 500. We've actually started to see a real, decent pullback. Not even 5 or 10%, but like 2 or 3% off of the all-time high. So we're starting to see a little bit of red in the traditional markets, more red in crypto. We'll be going through why this is, and we'll try to keep it nice and short here for you. If you want to trade crypto, check out the link underneath the video to BYDeFi. You can start trading in just a few minutes, and you can get access to this up to $13,000 bonus. And if you deposit $5,000 or more, you can actually enter to win an iPhone 17. So pretty sweet there. You have about 2 weeks left in this, and we constantly run other campaigns too to try to give you more money. So don't think that this $13,000 bonus is the only thing that you can make from BYDeFi. Now, I actually opened up a trade today. It's red so far, I'll tell you that. But we've seen Ethereum get smashed today, down 7.3%. We've actually seen a decent amount of support as well, around 3,900 to 4,000. We've seen a lot of resistance there too. You can see we got rejected a handful of times right around this level. So I figure that we will see some support here, right? We're seeing a very red day, but we'll most likely find a bounce here, but I could always be wrong. Right now, Ethereum, very red on the day. Like I said, 7.5%. Strategy down 8.5%. We have Bitmine Immersion down 7.4%. MSDR down a lot. I mean, their NAV premium has to be getting lower, maybe 1.2 or something like that now. But I haven't done the math. But these kinds of crypto-related stocks getting smashed even harder than the underlying crypto for the most part. When we go over to CoinMarketCap, we can see Bitcoin down 3.7%, but the entire crypto market down about 4.9%. So Bitcoin dominance is going up. XRP is down 6.4%, BNB down 5.3%, Solana down 8.1%. So it's a bloody day. Why is that happening? Well, number one, we're seeing a lot of liquidations. Excessive leverage being flushed from the market. $1 billion of longs liquidated in the last 24 hours. A lot of that just in the last hour. We have $400 million being liquidated. So it's causing the prices to drop pretty quickly. This is after we saw a couple billion liquidated just like 3 or 4 days ago, and a couple $100 million every single day. So people that are trying to snag the exact bottom with high leverage are getting wiped out. So I'd be careful of that. Any kind of like 20x and up leverage is risky at this point because all it takes is a 5% move, and we're seeing that here today. Keep in mind too, we have a massive amount of crypto options expiring tomorrow. 22.3 billion in crypto options expire on Deribit, one of the biggest quarter end expiries. Bitcoin with 17 billion, and with Ethereum having 5.2 billion. A lot of people will be trying to push the price up or down ahead of these options. So there's going to be volatility. We also have the odds of a US government shutdown by October 1st hitting 67%. Now, this has been around this level for the last 4 days or so, but it does add some uncertainty to the government, to the economy, that kind of thing. So that's something that some people are paying attention to. Keep in mind, even more important than the government shutdown, I think, we had this GDP come in today. Very high. GDP for Q2 was revised up to 3.8% from 3.3%. Much higher than expected, much higher than what we saw previously, which is causing some concern that maybe the Fed doesn't have to cut rates quite as quickly, and maybe we'll actually see inflation go up. Right? If the economy is this hot, 3.8%, we could see inflation rear its ugly head. So right now the Fed is less likely to cut rates at the next meeting. You can see the probability went from 97.4% to 88.6%. So still most likely cutting rates. Same thing here at the next meeting. Yesterday we had a probability of 73% that we would see 2 rate cuts, like one after another at the next Fed meetings. Now we're seeing a 62% chance. So less likely that we'll see 2 rate cuts, but still most likely what's going to happen. Of course, we do have PCE tomorrow, so there's some uncertainty there as well. That's the Fed's preferred inflation gauge. And then we have some uncertainty here too. Trump said we should have another major announcement today. I don't know what that will be, right? The last major one was a connection between autism and Tylenol with people that are pregnant. So who knows whether it's a trade deal or some scandal or, I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine with this, but a little bit more uncertainty. Now, generally, I think the pullback in equities is good because we've just been racing up and to the right ever since April. I think we need to cool down just slightly. It seems like there's a lot of greed in the stock market, and you can actually see like the social metrics on YouTube for stocks are through the roof. Like I'm seeing creators, they're getting multiples of what they got in views just a couple of years ago, and they're generally the same size, or maybe they've just like naturally grown a little bit. But they're getting massive amounts of views. Crypto is not that way at all. We're actually seeing pretty reasonable views, pretty low views compared to last cycle, maybe twice that of what we were seeing in the bear market. The fear and greed is down into the fear category. No one seems really excited at this market, even though Bitcoin's up 50% from the cycle high last cycle, or from the last cycle peak. It's not the multiples that we typically see in a bull market. Now, that being said, we're going into the most bullish quarter of the year. I think we might even see a lengthened cycle because of what the Fed's doing, cutting rates. And generally, I think crypto's in a very good place. That being said, Bitcoin still is dominant. There aren't a lot of altcoins doing much. Of course, like Ethereum's had its day in the sun a little bit recently, but still, it barely passed the all-time high. Solana has not gone to a new all-time high since Trump was in office. It barely peaked out above last cycle's high. XRP hit new highs and was pretty explosive, but hasn't done anything for a while either. So in general, I don't think there's like a huge jump in the altcoin market. It's not like it's altcoin season yet. So there aren't a lot of new investors coming in. Sure, a lot of big name investors have come over to Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's volatility has also come down recently. So we're losing some people to the boredom that happens over the summer and then like September. However, most likely we'll see decent returns for the end of the year. That's what happens typically every cycle so far. We've seen a really big jump in Q4. So I try to stay focused, right? Be ready, because this is typically the best quarter of the 4-year cycle. So if you do want to trade crypto, if you want to get your account set up and make sure that you have some positions open, or that you know how to trade in general, you can check out BYDeFi underneath the video. There are also some links to BTCC, BLOFIN, WEEX, and BitUNix as well. I like trading on multiple exchanges, and you probably should do that as well. There's also a link to my Telegram underneath the video in case you want to join there and get some extra info from me. I actually just updated on a trade that I made today. Like I said, it is down, but we have I added to an ETH position, but we've seen a lot of resistance and support right around this level. So I would not be surprised, like I said, to see us bounce off this if crypto just has a natural bounce. For Bitcoin, it is below where we hit just yesterday or the day before, but still above this $107,000 level that we went to back at the beginning of September. So yeah, Bitcoin has been pretty stagnant, but honestly, it's cooled down the RSI. I think it is like a coiled spring, right? Especially with money supply going up. I think we're, how many times can I say this? But I think we're set for a good next 3 months. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. I'll see you.